Let's make this delicious end of summer recipe. Tonight we are making Keto Blackberry Crumble. Hi guys, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. If you were looking for home-style recipes made ketogenic, then you have come to the right channel. My name is Sarah, and tonight we are making a wonderful end of summer recipe, and it is Keto Blackberry Crumble. So come along with me and let's get started. For this recipe tonight, you are going to need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Let's talk about the ingredients that you will need for the recipe tonight. You are going to need an 8 by 8 inch baking dish. You are going to need 3 cups of blackberries. You can use fresh or frozen. If you want to use a different kind of berry or a mixture of berries, you can absolutely do that. You are going to need 3 cups. You need a half a cup of brown erythritol. I'm using Swerve. I also like Sucrin Gold. Use whatever you can find. You're going to need some cinnamon. You're going to need a half a cup of ground flaxseed mixed with a half a cup of chopped pecans. You're going to need 1 cup of almond flour, a half a cup of regular white granulated erythritol, and you're going to need a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick here in the United States, and you need to cube this into little cubes because we are going to cut that or blend that in with our dry ingredients to make the crumble. I'm going to go ahead and put my berries in the bottom of my baking dish. Mine are very fresh. I did freeze them. If you watched our What We Eat video, you will see the picking of the blackberries. So to our blackberries, I'm going to add my half a cup of sweetener. I'm just going to stir that around in my baking dish. Okay. All right, and we are going to set that aside while we make our crumble mixture. In my medium bowl, I already have my half a cup of chopped pecans and my half a cup of ground flaxseed. Into that, I'm going to put my almond flour, and it is 1 cup. And I'm just going to mix those things around just so that we have an even mixture to our crumble before we add our other ingredients. Okay, so we are going to add a couple of things to our crumble mixture. We need some sweetener and a little bit of salt. I'm just going to do a couple of shakes of salt. I'm going to put in a little bit of cinnamon. And now I'm going to put in my brown sweetener. As I said before, this is about a half a cup. And I'm just going to mix that into the crumble mixture. Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are going to start incorporating our cubes of cold butter into our dry ingredients. That's called cutting. And that means that you're going to be mixing it in, and it's going to be crumbly because this is a crumble. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a crumbly texture. So I'm going to do this with my hands. This is my kitchen. If you want to use 2 forks, you can. If you want to use a pastry blender, you can do it however you'd like. I like doing it with my fingers because the warmth of my hands helps to melt the butter just the smallest amount. So I'm going to put my cubes of butter in. Once again, this is 1 stick of butter or half a cup. And this is going to take a minute or 2 because our butter is very cold, and that's what we want. In fact, some people freeze their butter. And what is going to happen is you're going to have some small chunks of butter into your crumble mixture, and that's going to puff up in the oven, and it is going to give us a beautiful crumbly crust on top of our beautiful blackberries. Crumbles, crisps, and cobblers are very old traditional dishes, and people have been making fruit versions of them for many, many years. So if you can see, what I am doing is I am taking the butter and I am rubbing it in between my fingers and the dry mixture, and that is going to provide the crumbly texture. So it's almost like playing in sand at the beach. And I'm just trying to get the butter as incorporated into the dry ingredients as I can. And I will show you what it looks like when I'm satisfied with the level of crumbliness. I'm also scraping whatever is dry still left at the bottom of our mixing bowl, because we don't really want any of our dry ingredients to be left by themselves. Just scraping my hands as I go. Okay, that's about the level of crumbliness that we want. It almost looks like brown sugar or brown sweetener. It's that same consistency, and you can see it's very crumbly, and that's what we want, almost like cookie dough, I guess, if you were going for something like that. Okay, so now we have our berries in our dish, and we have the crumble topping ready to go. I'm now going to place this on our berries. And this is going to puff up and get golden in the oven. And we are going to bake this for about 35 minutes or until it's lightly browned. And you just want to keep an eye on it because you don't want it to overcook. I am putting it into the oven at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes, but I will be checking on it about 25 minutes. All right, let's do it. There she is, bubbly and golden on top. So we're gonna set this on the counter and let it cool. Do not, I repeat, do not cut into this crumble when you first take it out of the oven. It needs to come to room temperature. You do not want it to fall apart, and you do not want to hurt yourself by burning your tongue on this delicious, wonderful crumble. But you can take as many pictures as you would like.
What are you doing?
I am getting ready to cut into this lovely crumble. Look at those blackberries. I don't know how big of a piece you want. And I made some homemade whipped cream, so I'm going to put that on top.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Hi.
Hi.
All right, let's see how this tastes.
All right, this is the fruits of our labor, literally. So.
Wow, that's really good. It's fresh. This has been sitting out for a while. I don't know what it would taste like when it's cold though, but it's good. This is really good, and it's the blackberries. You can definitely tell that they're fresh. I mean, just picked blackberries. A lot of freshness to them. The crumble is really good, nice and crumbly, I guess. But it's got a good texture to the crumble, and you can get the pecan and the whatever the other stuff was, oat.
The
Flaxseed.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to mimic oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does a good job mimicking oatmeal.
Good.
So it's good, baby. I think people will like it. It's really good. Thanks for making it. Looking forward to having some more later tonight.